Everyone, it's John here, coming to you from Louisville, Kentucky. More specifically, E.P Tom Sawyer Park. What's so special about this park? Well, it's the former home of the Lakeland Insane Asylum. Since the mid-1800s up to 1970s, 80s, this place, there's a building that stood right over here behind me. Huge castle-looking Gothic building. Of course, the building's gone, but there's a lot of remnants, including a cave that connects to a tunnel system. So we're gonna go check his stuff out, see what we can find. I'm here with Vinny, so we're gonna check his place out. Come with us, follow me. Trail. Up here is where the actual insane asylum set. So we're going to keep walking this way. We believe this is where the cave is. So we're going to start. You can see here's the original chain link fence next to this, what I believe they call the lagoon down here, which a lot of patients would have a nice view of this out of their windows and stuff in the asylum. Here's a nice little relic from the early 1900s. Got the little block wall right around it and the remnants of a wooden retaining wall right here too. This is the back side, so look at, there's some brick from possibly the walls of the asylum itself. Another sign of something was here, this old retaining wall. Most of the place is gone, but I know there's still some relics of what was once here. What's left of the drainage. Found the remains of the turlet. Watch my videos. You know me. I usually take the path of most resistance. I always defy what's law. So I'm going back to the path of least resistance because we run into a drop off, we can't get through, so we're going back around. So let's back up and punt and try it again. Okay, walking along here, finding some more remnants. Got some cinder block and terracotta piping, the old retaining wall, and some probably electrical conduit, that silver thing you see. Pipe running across there. Check this out. The actual full size of the old fire hydrant. Pretty neat seeing stuff like this. Check this out. I don't know exactly, but it's got a little fence around it. A brick wall. It's full of water. And then you got probably what used to bring the electrical wiring into the asylum itself. Right there. Alright, we found this strange hole in the ground. But better yet, lots more stuff over here. Big steel plating here. If I can get around all this trees and stuff. Sorry about that. Got a set of stairs that lead down here to the bottom of this. We'll check this area out. Okay, I just came down these old steps and we got a wall that looks like it was once a building here. We got some concrete slabs here. A lot of graffiti. But I'm guessing this was some sort of structure that was built over here just across the waterway. So you can see a lot of the foundations left here. Some steel I-beams laying here. So this is a pretty neat little find here. Remnants of the past I don't know what building this was. If you're familiar with this area, know exactly what was here. Where across the waterway is where the asylum stood, all the buildings for it. Over here, I'm not exactly sure what this would have been. So comment down below and let me know what you think. Look how creepy this place is. We're in the middle of the woods hunting for this cave. And I swear it is just, it's like we're on the Blair Witch Project movie or something. Oh, this old tree. You get up close to it. That's pretty cool. Wonder how many patients have climbed up in this tree, whatnot. Large structures here that seem to be abandoned. Buildings, greenhouses. Please tell me what this is if you know, because I have no idea. We're going to check this place out. So follow it. It's a pretty impressive barn with a couple silos over here. Here's the foundation of some sort of structure that was here. Some tile. Let's go see if these doors are opening. I caught a ghost. It's a ghost, I tell you. Somebody really don't want us in here. They have bolted it shut from both sides. So we're not going to break in. I don't do that. But there's a couple other buildings here that are accessible. We're going to check it. Remnants of an old greenhouse. Not a whole lot left. This one actually looks to have burnt, or someone has set it on fire. You always have hooligans who like to vandalize and burn things down. Nope, doesn't work. Alright, I'm about to go inside this building here, check out what this place has to offer. Lots of graffiti, that's the main thing. Lots of stacked brick and block. Still more graffiti. No chimney. And storage area, garages. Not a whole lot to this building. There's that pesky ghost again. Why so sad? Why are you so sad? I'm wondering, with all these greenhouses here on this property, if this is where they actually grew like food and stuff for the inmates. That's my theory on this place. Had the barn here, they probably harvested. Now, one thing about the barn, it's got a fairly new roof. Now, I don't know how new, but to me, it looks like a new roof. They're using it for storage of some sorts here. Obviously, they don't want people in there. They got no trespassing on it. The other buildings are just left wide open. So we're not going to break in somewhere where they actually use it. But here's a really cool greenhouse over here that looks like it's still got all the tables and everything in it. So let's go in here and check this out. Oh, wow. I'll tell you guys what this reminds me of. And tell me if you agree. If you've ever seen the movie Rose Red, this is exactly what this reminds me of. These plants are going to start grabbing me and stuff. This is pretty cool. Let's take a walk down. Remnants of the past. Just imagine all these trays, these planters growing here. Well, they are still plants growing in the greenhouse. Lots of them. I mean, really, It's just more of the same on back. The old thermostats here, they keep it climate controlled in here. So pretty cool spot. I found the ever elusive Vinny.
I should have recorded that.
This is an answer machine.
Hello.
That has the old tape in it. That's cool.
And we also found big old turd ski. That's one big turbo.
In case you didn't know it, he's into cars. That was a Vinny, the elusive Vinny. Got no tractor here. We're on a time frame where I'd spend more time showing this, but old truck bed, bush hogs. These may still be used by the park. So, some kind of piping with a meter on it. If you know what that is, let me know. Okay guys, we have walked and we have walked. We have gotten our exercise, but I believe the effort is about to pay off because right in front of us is dun 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 Sourkrout Cave. Let's go explore this. Now, it got its name. They stored a lot of things here, food primarily, coming from where we were just at, but it got the nickname because they stored large quantities of sauerkraut. Got a stream flowing, coming from the drain. Let's get inside this thing and see what it's got to offer. Lights, action. And it is muddy in here. Yeah, it stayed cool down here, so they store food and everything like this for the patients, and obviously terracotta blocks over here too. If you're a terracotta collector, yeah, it's definitely muddy. It's not, it's that thick clay mud too. Yeah. Oh, all right, let's see how far back this goes. Over there is the tunnels that lead on and on and on. Yeah, the ceiling's dropping down low. I want to get you all right? Yeah. They say these tunnels lead a long way. If you got down and crawled this, you could go for miles, and it leads to a network of underground tunnels. So that's pretty cool. I mean, obviously I don't have time today to get down here and crawl it, but one of these days, I wouldn't mind trying it. Because I love to discover the unknown. All right, let me get out from this really low part. Trade places with Vinny. They actually had structure down here, had the walls built. They even had some decorative parts to it. So they had like a room built in here to store stuff, which is pretty neat. Pretty darn neat. Have it. E.P Tom Sawyer Park. What's remains of the insane asylum that once stood here, Lakeland Insane Asylum. Vinny hung out with me today. So, you know, a lot of unmarked graves here, a lot of dark history to this place. But we found Sourkrout Cave finally. It took us forever. And what's so funny, guys, right here is where we were at earlier with the walls and stuff. The cave is right behind me. So we walked right past it. Like I said earlier, I always define Watt's law, going against that theory, taking the path of most resistance. But thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your feedback down below. Let me know what you think. Got more shirts coming soon to the spread shirt, so keep an eye on that. If you want to contribute a couple bucks a Patreon, I'll be happy to send you postcards. So until next time, guys, I love you, God bless, and y'all have a wonderful day.